Hi Cole, this is Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. How you doing? I enjoyed working with you this week. We're going to talk about your hitting video here. We're going to talk about your setup, your swing plane, your position at contact, how you get your lower half involved, and your finish. So let's get you to a point in your swing where you're actually getting close to hitting here. Okay, let's go to your setup right there. Okay, so boy, I really like that. That's a good look. Make sure you keep those feet parallel. That front foot may be a little bit in front of the back foot, but pretty close. Nice width between your legs. Good wide base. Good foundation for your swing. I love the height of your hands. Those are all good things. Okay, so no sweat with your setup. Let's see what happens when we stride. We'll kick up. Okay, so you come down, Cole, to a closed stance. Okay, and your front foot is slightly open. Okay, which means your front hip is slightly open. Okay, so in a perfect world, buddy, when we stride, we're going to stride back to being parallel. Okay? Back to being square to home plate. Okay? As you get older, young man, and you stride like that, the coaches on the other team, the catcher on the other team is just going to call for fastballs in the inner half. And when somebody tells you a fastball at the inner half at 90 miles an hour, that's going to be very difficult for you to get to with that kind of a stance. You got to try to stay parallel. You got to try to stay square when you make that stride. Remember and understand what the stride's for, Cole. It's for timing. It's to get you on time with the pitcher. It gives you something to do at a certain point in the pitcher's windup that you can do every time. And depending on how hard the guy's throwing, depends on when you stride. But when you stride, the only thing that goes forward is your foot. Okay? Don't transfer weight towards the front side until you swing. Okay? I mean, I think your head's okay, but I mean, that head right there shouldn't move. It should stay pretty much in that circle throughout your swing. If anything, it's going to go down a little bit when you compress down to hit. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so you do come down quite a bit, which is okay as long as you're not going forward with that. You do go forward a little bit. Okay, so we got to make sure we keep that head and eyes on plane as long as we can with the baseball. Okay? Okay, let's talk about your swing plane. Okay, yeah, looks good. You get it to you get to the contact point, which is right in here, and we're nice and level all the way through. So very, very good. Very good. Swing plane looks fine. Okay? Let's talk about your position at contact. Okay, let's talk about some angles here. Good angle. Good angle. Really good angle. Actually, that little click, we'll click up. Okay, there's a lot of talk in baseball, Cole, about that front leg being locked out like yours is. Okay, you see a lot of major league hitters do it. Okay, being locked out there. I personally prefer you to be where you are at this point in your swing with a slightly bent front leg. Okay, firm, but with a little bend to it. Okay, we just feel that when guys get locked out like that, like you are right there, that you end up pushing back a little bit and not allowing your weight to be transferred to the front side. See, it looks like right now, if we go right here, we're going to put a line right behind your helmet. You shouldn't push back at all, and you're going backwards a little bit. Okay, and that's going to reduce the amount of extension you get through your swing. So I always felt that guys that lock out do that more than guys that don't. Okay, so it's something you have to work on. So you got to decide what you want, but from my standpoint, I'd rather see you have that little bend your leg at this point, and to get some more extension. Okay, so but from an angle standpoint, pretty good. Okay, pretty good. Let's talk a little bit about how you get your lower half involved in your swing. Let's just like look at another swing here. Okay. Okay, so I love the kickback. Okay, foot comes down in a little better shape. You're still closing off your swing, your stance. Okay. Same angle with your bat, very good. Okay, let's talk about your lower half. Okay, let's understand a couple things fundamentally about our lower half and what we're trying to accomplish. What we're trying to accomplish, Cole, is trying to get your back knee to drive down to your front, inside of your front foot right there. Okay, and the amount of force that you can push down and then keep your foot on the ground and not let it roll over or twist open is going to create resistance. Okay, one thing is pushing against another and the other is pushing kind of back at it. Okay, that creates energy, and that creates bat speed, and that creates more power. So the more resistance you can produce in your swing, with your backside pushing against your front side, is going to give you more bat speed, more power. Okay, so what's the best way to create the most amount of energy going down? Well, let's talk about that. Let's watch what you do. Okay, the perfect position for you to be in, Cole, at contact with your back foot would be right there. See how your foot is on the ball of your foot there, your back foot? It's on the ball. You're not on your toe. Okay? That allows you the maximum strength in your back leg to push down with that knee, your knee. Okay? Now the key part of this is that when you push down this knee this way, is that you're pushing against something. And as you watch, as we clip through your swing, watch what your front foot does. At least it did in the first one. See how it's starting to twist? Open. So now your back knee is doing its job, but your front foot is so open that you're just kind of washing away that, you're wasting away that energy out the front end of your swing. Okay? We've got to capture that energy, Cole. We can't let it leak out the front end. You're letting it leak out the front end because the angle of your front foot is this way instead of this way. Or maybe even there. This is too much, it's too wide. Okay? You've got to capture that front foot. So you look where you are at contact, or is that past contact? Right? Yeah, it's past contact. Even here, now your back foot, you're on the toe, the very tip of your toe. Okay? That is not going to allow you to make enough force down to create enough energy that you need to get the most out of your body. So you got to get at the point of contact, you got to get more there. And then we got to get this foot more closed. So you're hitting against something. Next time you go out and play catch, put your left arm against your side and hold it there and try to throw a ball a long ways or very hard. Very difficult to do because you're not throwing against anything. Well, the same thing happens when we hit. If we're taking all that force, all that energy you're creating with your backside, shoving it down to the inside of your front foot, and then your front foot's open, your hip's open, and it just gets flushed out the front end. So you got to really work hard on keeping that front foot closed. And that's just going to take a bunch of tee work. And then being very proactive and watching your back foot and getting to a position where you can, 1,000 times in a row repeat that move and get to that position right there at contact. That back foot should be right there at contact. Okay, so setup wise, I like what you use your setup. Your swing plane is fine. We talked about your position of contact, the good things and the bad. And the bad things all have to do with that front foot and your front hip. And the same thing with your lower half. Okay? And your finish, good extension there. And you go up, that's good. Just make sure when you finish that you are at 50-50. Okay? Half your weight on one side of the line, half your weight on the other. And you don't get stuck on your backside at all. You look pretty good there. So like I said, a lot of good things in your swing. Keep working on the little things. If you take care of all the little things, the big things will take care of themselves. Cole, it was a great week with you. Enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your summer, and we'll see you at the next camp. Thanks, buddy.